Hey guys, what's up? It is Sunday, and which for me, it means that it is Sunday, so that means that it is bin day for me. I got something in the mail. Oh well. It is bin day for me, and to be quite frank with you, sorry, I am driving, but I am not looking at the screen or anywhere else. I'm just frankly talking to myself. Okay, so I really should not be going to the bins today, if I'm being honest, because I just have way too much stuff. So I have about probably three Sundays of Goodwill bags in my back of my car, and sorry, I told you I wouldn't look, but my hair, I look a little rough today because I don't really care to get fancied up before going to the bins, because I just come home and shower after. The bins is kind of a little bit of work. If you've never been to the bins, you gotta really dig. You've gotta dig through it all. So, I mean, it just depends on how aggressive you are. Sorry, my phone is messed up. All right. So, again, like I was saying, I have about 3 Sundays of Goodwill bags. And I got those boxes from ThredUp. And so there's 100 pieces there, which I've already started photographing, but I still have a lot, and I have a lot in my back. So today I'm not going to, well, first of all, I'm going to be super picky and choosy because I've just got way too much stuff. And I think I'm going to venture more for the hard goods rather than the clothes, though. It's hard to just not look at the clothes, so I know I'm going to look at the clothes. But again, I'm going to be ultra picky. So I'm gonna be ultra picky, and I'm gonna focus on hard goods today, and I'm gonna focus on purses and shoes because those are easier for me to post versus clothes. They're faster, and sometimes more money. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'll be focusing on today. So it's 9:30 here in the morning, and I will get there probably, like, I just left my house, so I will get there probably around 9:50 or 9:55. So it takes me about 25-30 minutes to get there. Like, once out there, if I really wanted to make use of my time, there are two other Goodwills that I could go to that are not outlets. And it just depends on how I feel and if I want to really do that and how much I spend at the bins, really. If I go to the bins and I don't see anything, sometimes I'll go to just the ones around, the Goodwills around it. But they're so close in proximity to each other. It's crazy. Like, I think my nearest actual Goodwill store to me, I would say, is probably still like 20 minutes max. So, but I do have one thrift store I have a couple of thrift stores that are near me. One is a church one, and the other one, I want to say, is like a teen challenge one. But I can't remember. But I don't really like thrift stores compared to Goodwill, like versus, because I find that the thrift stores are more expensive than Goodwill. Like especially the church one, they really price up their stuff. So I rarely go to the thrift stores, especially since I found the bins. Once you find the bins and you can handle that kind of craziness, it's kind of hard to go anywhere else because you're so used to paying so much less. So this is basically my routine every week. If I do no other sourcing throughout the week, I always go Sunday, even if I don't need to, just because I enjoy sourcing. And just because I don't need to doesn't mean I don't want to. So my husband, it was so funny because yesterday I had so I'm in some Facebook groups for Poshmark, and a lot of times on Saturdays you see a lot of live thrift posts, and you see these people finding like pretty good stuff, and so it kind of like it's contagious, and so like you want to it basically made me want to go to some thrift stores or Goodwill and which is typically, you know, like I said, I typically don't really care to go to the regular stores. So, but yesterday I felt the need to, and my husband's like, look at this, because I have my ThredUp boxes, and I have like other stuff that I need to photograph. I'll just, you know, in the kitchen and stuff like that. And he's like, it's like we run a Goodwill around here. So he's like, you do not need to source. But today I woke him up and I'm like, I'm going to the bins, and he gave me no flack for it, thank goodness, because he knows Sundays this is what I do regardless. So this is what I enjoy, this is what I do. In past videos, like I said, I would go to the bins more, but during the week I cannot get there when they open, and they only do close like before they open. It's rare that they'll bring out clothes. I asked them last time I was there if they were gonna bring more clothes out. I do this every once in a while, but the answer I got last week was we only do it in the mornings. So basically before they open is when they have fresh clothes. So it really does me no good as a clothing seller to go after opening, really. I've done it, and really things are just picked over. I mean, I found stuff, but I would rather be there in the morning time, you know? Because the thing I've learned is not everybody's looking for what you're looking for. There are other Poshmark sellers or resellers that go there, but not everybody has the same knowledge and information. So what somebody might pass up because they're not familiar with, you might know more about, you know what I mean? And vice versa. You might pass something up that somebody else knows more about. And then there's a lot of people that go in and they're actually just looking for themselves. And they're not looking, so if you find, you know, that Eileen Fisher cardigan that I found a couple weeks ago, you know, later, I found it later after everybody picked through stuff, then, you know, obviously maybe none of them really even knew that that was a pretty decent brand, or it wasn't their size because they were shopping for themselves. So, yeah. So it doesn't really hurt to just go, especially like if you're into hard goods or purses or shoes, because here in my bins, they do switch out the shoes and the hard goods. And the hard goods more than the shoes, of course, but it is like Hunger Games when they switch them out, especially the shoes, because there's only two little Like there's 2 bins, and like there's 2 like big long blue tray, and they're not that long, you know, but when those come out, everybody crowds and it's really hard. So in the mornings at open time, it's pretty good for me, because when the doors open, everybody runs to hard goods. Like 99.9% of the people, they run to the hard goods, and that leaves me with shoes and clothes, because they do the hard goods and then they'll come back over to where the shoes and the clothes are. So that is an advantage I have when I go at opening. So during the week, I can't get there at 9, which is when they open. So unless I really have like a wild hair at my butt to go, I don't go. I don't go to the bins during the week. Now, like I said in another video also, Saturdays I'll go if it's raining, because I also garage sale. And Saturdays are normally spent garage sailing. However, if it's raining, then the bins are a great option for me. I'm tired. So it's 9:40 now. I have about 20 minutes to get there. I'm at the stoplight that takes forever. Do you ever have a stoplight that takes forever in your town? So we shall sit here and wait. There's literally nobody coming. Still waiting. Oh, we got a green light. All right. So I should not be sourcing today. But so when I get in there, I'll try to take some video. There's usually a line waiting outside to get in. I normally wait up there for it to open. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today. I don't know. It's almost kind of sort of nerve-wracking to wait up there with the group, because so they have 2 doors that open. There's one on one side and one on the other side, and it's kind of like a mad rush. And then the carts are like right there, so you have people trying to get their carts and people trying to go in, and you're like, I don't even bother with carts. I do not bother with carts when I first go in, because it'll just slow me down. So I'm that person that's like, I go in and I like, as I'm walking, because you got to walk through the clothes, like, you know, so I'm looking over at the clothes, see if I see anything eye-catching, and I go straight to the shoes. And I grab the shoes, and I'm like, some days when I get there, I have them, like I'm juggling a whole bunch of shoes, and I look like a maniac. And you know, people know I'm a reseller. They got to, because I got all these shoes, and I almost feel bad. Like I do kind of like feel bad about it in a way. Like I don't want to seem greedy, but I am not the only reseller there. There's lots of other resellers. So if I don't grab it, they're going to grab it. So kind of just have to look at it like that, to be honest with you. But hopefully I find some good things today. I've been doing this for probably a few months now. I probably had one really fantastic day. I'm talking when I found a Gunny Sacks dress, and it wasn't in the most beautifulest condition, and it was kind of like a light peachy color, but kind of like a white peachy, you know, it was kind of like off-white, but like with a peachy hue. And it did have like some small stains, but I sold it. I think I had it listed for 100, and I took an offer of 70 plus shipping. So that was a good one. And then that same day I found what's called a Mini World kids vintage dress, 2T. It was new with tags. I sold that for $150. That was amazing to me. I couldn't believe it. And then I also found that same day, I found a dance costume. I can't remember the brand. I don't even want to pretend I know and guess because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I sold that for $35, which I'm happy with that because you got to remember I'm not paying but $1.50 a pound. So, and I got all three of those plus other things. But those are my three biggest that I can name off the top of my head. And not only the biggest, like I think more along the lines of I made good profit on them, but they also sold really quick. So that makes a difference too. So they didn't sit at all. Like I sold both the Mini World dress and the gunny sacks like same day, like within 24 hours, I would say. And then that dance costume, I would say I sold that within a week, and that's being generous because I think I sold it like within a few days. But yeah, that was a good day. And the thing is, the sad reality is it was still I was still fairly new to going to the bins. And I was finding so much stuff that I told myself I had to get out of there because I was spending a lot of money, which is ironic because I made back my money completely from that trip, just from those 3 items, especially, that I sold. So I wish I would have stayed because I don't know what was going on that day, but the bin gods were smiling down upon me that day. So I'm almost here. I will check back when I get there. I'll show you guys what it looks like where I go to the bins. Alright guys, I have made it here to the bins. I am not gonna video the front part of it right now because there's about 7 people standing outside and I don't really want to put them on camera. So I will show you guys after, like when everybody's inside and all that stuff. So it is 9:52. So I got here, like I said, between 9:50 and 9:52. They open up the doors at 10 o'clock on Sunday. So I'm super excited. Hopefully I will find some good stuff. The people here are really friendly. They always greet you when you come up. Like there's a couple of them that greet me. You see the same people like every weekend, every Sunday. So that's really cool. It's almost like we're all here basically. Like the regulars, I'm pretty sure we're all like resellers. But yeah. My bins is kind of like in a remote industrial area. So it's in like the middle of nowhere. Kind of, but not really. It's a quiet area. But it's an industrial area. I don't know, they keep it hidden away. I don't think a lot of people, there's a lot of people that know about it, but there's a lot of people that do not know about this place. Like you'll see people who will come that'll be first timers and they've never heard of this place before. We also have another bins in Mobile, Alabama, which is probably an hour away. And I really want to go to that one as well. So I'm going to be making a trip. I'll probably do that during the week. I don't know, or maybe during the weekend. We'll see. But that's on my to-do list. I've heard that it's much bigger than our bins here. So I think that, but I've also heard that the people are a little bit, more rambunctious. So I don't know. Maybe that might be a week visit. It's 9:55. I'm gonna walk up there so that I'm up there when they open the doors, and I will try to video some from inside so you guys can see what it's like. All right, if you've never been to the bins before. All right, see you soon.
you are. Well, you better tell the children. That's all I have to say.
have a problem. Okay, it is now 1:16. I get hungry. After being at the bins. By the way, this Sprite lemonade is really, really good. Making a mess. So I eat afterwards, and yes, I wash my hands. I've literally sat here for 2 minutes eating my cookie in peace. So, still got ice in my cup. But I got me some Sprite lemonade. I'd never had it until the bins carried it. Okay, so I'm gonna get going here and chat while I drive. So, now that I have sugar, so 9.50 is now 1:21. My eyeglasses are so dirty. It is now 1:21. Ooh. I'm looking rough. Y'all, I feel like I look. Look how pretty the sky is. Okay. So 3 hours at the bin. I feel like I cannot think straight right now. All right. So, sorry if my thing is dusty. 3.5 hours at the bins. I did end up spending some time on clothes because that's my comfort zone. Thought I had found this really awesome score, and I can't even remember what it's called now. It's like Fellini or something, and it was like a purse, but turns out it was like a handmade purse. Somebody took their old like Fellini or whatever the brand was, their boots, and they cut them up and they made it into a purse, but they did a pretty good job. And then they took a belt and they like made that the strap, but it was like a Western type belt with the strap. And it was really, they did a really good job. Enough to make me pick it up and think it was legit, right? I put it back because honestly, when things are taken and cut up and put back together, I don't feel good about selling it. I don't know if that's even legal to sell that. So I don't even mess with that. And it wasn't perfect. It was in good shape. Like, they did a good job. I don't want to say good shape, but that was the thing, is that it was pretty worn. It was decent, but it was pretty worn. So anyway, so that wasn't, I don't know if I got really anything that I'm like super. So here's the thing, I feel like I have a short-term memory. I get things and I forget about them. That's why I'm doing the videos, because then I can do the videos and I can show you guys and kind of like document my little journey here that I'm doing. I tried to get some clips inside of the bins for you guys so you guys can see what my bins look like. I did the best that I could do. I picked up some shoes, I picked up some clothes, I picked up a drone for my husband that he wanted, and then a PC cooler for my husband that he wanted. Yeah, I got a drone, a PC cooler for my husband. It's a really heavy thing. I don't know what it is. I guess it cools down your PC. Obviously. Captain Obvious. Okay, so, and that's basically, I got some really cute Christmas stationery. I don't know, I thought I could use it in some way. I'm not gonna sell it, but I thought it's like kind of like, it's Hallmark stationery, and it's like old time Christmassy. Kind of looks vintage, but I'm not sure that it is. I don't think it is, but it looks kind of like vintage. That's really just clothes, shoes, a couple things for my husband, and some stationery. It's hard not to get discouraged sometimes, especially when most of the time you're not finding like really amazing, at least in my area. This is one of my struggles that I have, and this is why I don't even like to go to the Goodwill stores, because what they have there isn't even, it's like it's not even good enough, and then you have to pay more for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I see so many of these people find such great brands on Facebook and that, but I can't find these brands. And then the brands that are kind of like decent, they're marked up, so it's like, and you can't really make that much on them. So that is my struggle. That's why I like to go to the bins. Gotta keep that bottom line down so that, otherwise it's not going to be worth it. And I think this is a pretty awesome business, because you help people, So say somebody is looking for something specific, and put this down, looking for something specific, and you have it for them. So that's really good. You help people. Anyways, I'm rambling on. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get through this traffic. So this is the busiest traffic, though not busy. It's just I have a lot of people around me. As you guys can see, I have a lot of stuff in the back of my car that is building. I plan to do a video on that stuff this week. I don't know if I'm going to do it all in one video, because it's all added up. So I might split it up. But that definitely has to come out of my car this week. I have to get that out. And then you know, I just need to hustle. Like, I just need to get all of my stuff on Poshmark and eBay, so that I can get it all, you know, sorted down, so I don't have such a big pile. Do you know what I'm saying? I have so many things to list. So, I mean, it's good. It's a good problem to have. It's better than, you know, when I first started, it was like I didn't have enough and I couldn't get enough of it, you know? It was like, I just want it all. And now I have a nice pile going. So I wanted to also update. I did sell one of my items from my ThreadUp box. It was the Christmas shirt. I want to say it's what, Laura Scott? The Laura Scott with the Christmas cactus. That did sell. Somebody sent me an offer today. It sold for $8, which is pretty on par for what it is. And I had it listed at 15, and she sent me 7, and I countered 10, and she sent me 8, and I just accepted it. So I've made $5 off of my $150 investment so far. So hopefully I'll sell some more stuff, but right now I'm $5 in, so into my investment. So there we go. It's a cute little top, and I think at $8, you know, that's good. I don't know. I really like that top. I thought it was cute. I think eventually I could make my money back. Eventually, it might be a slow process, but I think I can do it. But I wanted to say one thing on the video. One of my pet peeves about going to the bins is that people take their carts when, so say when they do like the turnover of the goods, the hard goods, everybody has to wait on the one side of the building until they say go, and then we all go, and people like rush, you know, obviously over there, and it's such like a small space in a way, because it's just an aisle, and people bring carts, and I feel like that should be like not allowed to bring carts, because the carts get in the way of everybody, and it's irritating. And I was thinking that today as I'm like stuck between all these carts, and I'm like, you know, they shouldn't even allow carts, thinking to myself. And then the lady next to me, she is going off on how, I guess she did something like to somebody. She moved their cart or something. I don't know, but maybe she did it in a rude way, because she said that she thinks the lady is going to tell on her, and she was like, I don't really care, you know. And then she was like, people should not have carts when there's 900 people trying to do this. And I just laughed to myself, because I was thinking the same exact thing. Usually I will take like a bag. I don't bring my cart. The only time I bring my cart is when it's already been gone through and everybody's pretty much have gotten what they wanted, and so then I will grab my cart and go after. But when we're lined up and they say go and everybody runs like Black Friday, right, my cart stays behind. I mean, I understand there's fear also, you leave your cart behind, somebody will go through your cart. That's happened to me before, but I take the risk and I just watch my cart from afar as I'm going through, because having a cart is just too much hassle. It just blocks up too much space, and it's just frustrating. So there's my rant today on the bins as far as shopping carts go. The smartest and best way, you don't need to bring your cart. It's so much faster and easier if you just had a bag, because you can use a bag and just stuff things in the bag, and it's It's the perfect way to do it. There's Jamie's rant for today. I hope you guys enjoy my video. I am almost home. I hope that I got decent footage and it's not boring. I tried to, did you guys, I don't know if I showed the video, but I found a pair of Vans with signatures on it, but I left them behind. I hope I don't regret that. I posted on Instagram and nobody really commented on it. And my Instagram's Love Inspired Tags if you want to follow me. I posted it on there and, you know, I just decided against them. So I did not get the autographed Vans. If you want to follow me on Poshmark, my name is Love Inspired Tag with no S. If you want to follow me on eBay, it's Love Inspired Tags. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.